I am headed in because I need to do a surgery consultation for a hernia surgery. So when I had my third son, Noah, I developed a hernia, and it's something that happens sometimes with pregnancies. And the doctor just said, when you're done having children, we'll get it repaired. So, Benjamin is the last son that we'll have from this womb. And so now it's time to think about getting my hernia repaired.
When you talk about hernia repairs, it's the reasons to do that. Of course, once you have one, they can get bigger.
Yeah.
And that's why your doctor was right. We really don't touch them if you're unless they're terribly symptomatic, meaning like painful. They get stuck, and because they can go out and get stuck. You can't push them back in. That kind of makes it more of an urgent problem. But we don't like to do it before you're done having kids because, again, our bellies get huge. Things separate. There's lots of pressure on the inside. Depending on kind of how big it is, kind of depends on how I repair it. Usually, if it's like a little small defect, sometimes it's easy just to make an incision over the site and sew the muscle up. Okay. Versus, probably what I do more of is I actually do a robotic repair. So that's really fixing it from the inside. So you have 3 small incisions on the side of your stomach, and then I come in from underneath it, sew it up, and if it's big enough, I put a piece of mesh on it.
It's all about God. I am headed out. It's a cold morning, and I'm actually headed out to a doctor's appointment. So, this is actually like the first time it's been this cold all winter, and I have to go out. So it's kind of crazy. I would rather be, in front of the wood stove, getting ready to homeschool the boys. But I'm about to head out in Old Faithful. So I'm just gonna hop in and I'll let you know why I'm headed to the doctor when I get there.
I couldn't thank you enough. My worship could never measure how I feel. So I'll be an offering at the potter's wheel. I gave you my life.
Alright, y'all, I've arrived at the doctor's office and I have to figure out where I'm going. I've never gone to this doctor before, but I am headed in because I need to do a surgery consultation for a hernia surgery. So when I had my third son, Noah, I developed a hernia, and it's something that happens sometimes with pregnancies. And the doctor just said, when you're done having children, we'll get it repaired. So Benjamin is the last son that we'll have from this womb. And so now it's time to think about getting my hernia repaired. So I'm going to head in to talk to this doctor. And yeah, I had literally 4 C-sections. So because of that, Tim and I talked about the risk factors and the different things with having 4 C-sections and scar tissue and then having another child, and we just decided that the risk factors were too great and that we pretty much had all the children that the uterus that I had could bear. So we know that if the Lord desires for us to have more children, he'll send more children, and he'll just send those children another way. So now I can move forward and have this hernia surgery. So I'm a little nervous. It's super cold out here. It's like 20 something degrees. But I'm gonna head inside and find this surgeon's office so that I can have a consultation. So I'm in the room waiting for the doctor, and I'm a little bit nervous, y'all. I've never seen this doctor before, and the only surgeries I really had have been my C-sections. So we're going to see, you know, what options I have, if they will be able to do the surgery as an outpatient thing, if I could do it with the scope. I'm not really sure what to expect, but they've taken my vital signs, and now I'm just waiting for the doctor to come in so we can talk about her repairing this hernia and what all that entails. So we're not planning on doing the surgery until after I finish breastfeeding Benjamin, which would be in the beginning of April. So we're looking to have the surgery date sometime in April. So that's a bit away, but we want to have the consultation so that we can prepare as a family and just, you know what to expect. So I get to ask all the questions of the doctor and see how things are going to go, and then we'll be able to move forward from there. So I'm excited to meet the doctor and to see what she has to say.
So we were kind of talking about, all right, so noticed it after your third baby.
Yes.
And you noticed it, like you can feel a little bump, or tell me.
Yes,
Okay.
and I'll show you. You can see it.
Yes.
It's above my belly button.
Okay.
It's just a little bit, like out, just a little bit.
See a bulge?
Just a little bulge. And of course, when my doctor, examined me, she noticed it too. So
Yes.
that's when we started talking about it, and she just
Sure.
was like, don't worry about it. It's fine.
Yes.
Until you're done having children, because if you get it corrected before you have another child, it can pop out.
Very true. Yes.
So, but then with my fourth child, it really became very, it's a huge bulge.
So now it's gotten bigger.
It has.
Okay,
gotten
even
bigger.
now being like 10 months postpartum, you still feel like it's bigger than it was?
Yes.
Before.
When
Gotcha.
I initially had it
Yes.
after my third child.
Okay.
So it's still bigger. Actually, I was talking to my husband, and we got a hernia belt.
Yeah.
And so I've been wearing, a hernia belt just to kind of keep it,
Yeah.
I'm going around.
Sure.
Or
So
doing chores or very active.
Yeah.
That's what I've been.
So it pops in and out. Like if you stand up, move around, it's out. If you lay down, it can go back. You can push it in, or it'll go back in.
It doesn't really go back in,
Okay.
but it will appear to be more flat at times.
Okay.
Like if I'm wearing a belt and I take off the belt, it appears, it's not
It'll kinda
as
pop,
yeah. But over time, if I'm relaxed or something, you can definitely see the bulge from the side.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does it hurt?
No.
So no,
never been
Okay,
any
good.
pain associated with it
Good.
at all. It's not been pain.
And besides your C-sections, have you had any surgeries on your stomach before?
No.
Just the C-section.
That's it.
Okay. Any major medical problems? That with you being so active and otherwise healthy, or high blood pressure, diabetes?
Super healthy. I've been ever since I got married and had my child. I've
Right.
been just picture perfect. Really,
Right.
I hardly ever even get a cold.
Yeah.
I've been just super healthy. I'm
Good.
so blessed because
Yeah.
I was very, very sick before that and growing up. So
yeah.
so I'm just, God healed me. I've been so healthy. I'm very, very grateful.
Wonderful. And I assume you don't smoke, right? Good deal.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. So when we talk about, and I'll take a look at the site in just a minute. When you talk about hernia repairs, okay, so the reasons to do that, of course, once you have one, they can get bigger.
Yeah.
And that's why your doctor was right. We really don't touch them unless they're terribly symptomatic, meaning like painful, they get stuck, and because they can go out and get stuck, you can't push them back in. That kind of makes it more of an urgent problem. But we don't like to do it before you're done having kids, because again, our bellies get huge, things separate, there's lots of pressure on the inside, and so all you're going to do is potentially something that's been repaired, it can pop back open, or make it bigger like it already did. So now that you're doing it, and I would say it's a good time, that's why I asked how long it's been since you had your son, because I have had it before where someone comes in at like 6-8 weeks postpartum, but then several months down the road they can't feel it anymore because things have gotten not back to normal, but more so than they were in the immediate postpartum period.
And we're actually looking to have the surgery more in April.
Totally
because I would like to be done breastfeeding,
Totally
him weaned, and drinking from a sippy cup before I'm down with the surgery.
I get it, and plus that would be good because it's not like long-term effects, but with anesthesia and medicines, something to think about when you're breastfeeding. I think that's fine. It's really just when we do the repair, or before, if we put it off till April, again, totally fine. It's not an emergency that we have to do tomorrow. Is just those things we talked about. If you notice it comes out and it gets stuck, and it gets real hard and firm, or like pain all of a sudden starts. Anything like that, you either call me or come to the ER, okay? But I would think, out of all the hernias we see, I would say relatively low risk, but it does happen, okay? What surgery looks like. So, depending on kind of how big it is, kind of depends on how I repair it. Usually if it's like a little small defect, sometimes it's easy just to make an incision over the site and sew the muscle up, okay? Versus, probably what I do more of is I actually do a robotic repair. So that's really fixing it from the inside. So you have 3 small incisions on the side of your stomach, and then I come in from underneath it, sew it up, and if it's big enough, I put a piece of mesh on it, okay? And the reason to do that is that the larger they are, the more likely they can come back, and you're very active and what have you. So again, once you have a hernia, you say risk of surgery is that hernias can come back, right, even after you repair them. And so a mesh helps to decrease that risk of it coming back. So, if it's the size of like my fingertip, I usually just sew it up, but if it's really bigger than that, once you get about like centimeter, 2 centimeters big, getting bigger, a couple fingertips, that's when you say, hey, let's put a mesh in. So we decrease that risk of it coming back. It's outpatient surgery. So that means you come in that day, you go home that day. Yes. So surgery, kind of depending on how I do it, how big it is, maybe an hour. And then you go home that day. I'll send you home with some pain medicine and muscle relaxer. And your homework is that you can do basically like no heavy lifting exercise for at least 2 weeks. Okay. I'm a little bit more conservative with patients after hernia repair, and really that first 2 weeks I don't want you lifting anything heavier than 5-10 pounds most. Okay. Now I know that's hard with a baby, and it's hard as a mom.
Well, I have plenty of helpers.
Perfect.
So if it's kind of like a make sure mom does not pick up Benjamin, and everybody else has to
help out. Yes, that's
more than happy to help.
Perfect. Because that's really the big. Because I get it. Kids want to be picked up, and you want to pick them up and love on them, and that's fine. You just have to be careful of the, that real oomph that you have. You know, sometimes
you're using those
yes,
ab
exactly.
muscles.
Now, as far as like doing stuff like, you know, you can cook dinner and things like that's totally fine, but it's really that heavy lifting for at least 2 weeks. Then from about 2 weeks to 6 weeks, I let you go to about 20, 25 pounds. And then 6 weeks, if everything's still looking good, that's when I release you. You can do whatever you want, and we can talk about more
I
of
can
that.
lift that 50-pound bag of feed.
Yeah, you can't do that for a solid 6 weeks, okay? Please don't do that. And I've had patients who
I saw the panic looking like
yeah, please don't do that. Don't do that.
6 weeks.
Yes, and even after that, you may feel like a pull or what. And if you do, that's when I tell you, you listen to your body. Don't you take a break, you get help, whatever you need. Okay. Of course, you know, the benefit of surgery is we fix a hernia. Risk. We kind of already talked about a little bit that hernias can come back, right? So that's why we kind of work together, and that I do my best to give you the best repair that I can give you, and then your homework is none of the heavy lifting and such, right? Bleeding and infection, every single thing that we do, that's a risk, right? And then as far as, you know, other things, I think would be very low risk. Usually any type of scar tissue from a C-section is much lower and out of my way. And some people have really bad scar tissue from C-sections, but I would say overall I normally don't encounter anything too bad. You know, the times where I get more worried about injuries to, you know, bowel or intestines is more so if people have had previous hernia repairs. They've had previous, you know, incisions in the middle of their stomach. That usually gives me more problems than your history. So I think that would be low risk as well. Okay? All right.
Thank you for answering all my questions.
Yeah.
Also, I'm just wondering, okay, so a hernia literally is like when your intestines poke through, or can you just explain more about
sure. So hernia is, so the way that I like to compare it to is, you know, like a hole on a golf course, yeah, or like a green. Mm-hmm. It's kind of the same thing, except it's in your abdominal wall, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you have your muscles, you have your 6-pack muscles, right? Those are the ones that run up and down like this. Mm-hmm. Well, then you have a covering that goes in front of and behind your muscles, okay? And so when you get a hernia, it's like you can think of like a punched out hole in that muscle and then the lining of the muscle wall. As opposed to sometimes, you know, especially we see it like in women after pregnancy, is you can get separation of that muscle. That's a little different of a process, not a true hernia, which is really like I said, you can think of that golf hole or like a punched out spot, hole in the muscle or the lining of the wall, right? And what happens is it's not always intestines poking through. Okay. It can be fat. Most commonly it's just fat that, you know, you can have fat in the lining, that lining I was talking about. Or you can have it from the inside of your stomach or abdominal wall, or abdomen, I should say, that pokes out through that little golf hole, right? And that's why it goes in and out and in and out. Now, intestines can get in it, and that's why we talk about, like, if you ever have a hernia and it's all of a sudden, like, you're not having any pecking. If yours all of a sudden, like, got, like, firm and real painful, and you started throwing up, well, that means an piece of intestine likely did get in it and got stuck. And that's when we say that's an emergency, kind of, that's an ER call, that kind of thing. But no, just because you have a hernia doesn't mean intestines goes in and out of it. I'd say majority of the time it's bad. Okay. Mm-hmm. So, can I take a look?
Yeah. I am waiting on the scheduler now. I absolutely love talking to the doctor and feel very comfortable with doing the robotic surgery, and we are going to schedule it in April. So that is the plan, to have the surgery then. So now I'm just waiting on the scheduler. All right, y'all, I met with the scheduler and now I'm headed back to the truck, and we now have the surgery set for April. So I will be having my hernia repair in April, and that gives us plenty of time to have Benjamin weaned and have everything prepared, like the boys prepared to take over all chores. They do most of the chores now, but there are a couple things I do, but they will be prepared to do those chores as well, and we're gonna be all set, y'all. I'm a little bit nervous. They say I have to be put completely under. It's not like a C-section where you're still awake, so I'm nervous about that, but I think it's gonna be okay. And I'm excited to be able to get the hernia repair and to recover from that, but that's not until April. So I'm just, y'all, it's cold out here. You can see my breath. So I'm gonna be excited to get home today. So I'm gonna hop in Old Faithful, get home, and I'll just pick you up when I'm there so we can get the boys' thoughts and Tim's thoughts. And yeah, y'all, I'm getting ready. If you can't tell, I'm still a little bit nervous about it, but it'll be good once I talk to the boys and talk to Tim about it, and they'll be able to calm me down and center me and let me know that it's gonna be all right. But I'm confident that everything will be okay, and I'll just put my trust in the Lord, and we'll plan for a surgery in April. I made it home. I'm so excited to be at home and to check on the boys and see what they've been up to while I've been gone, and just to let them know about the surgery and get their thoughts and everything. And it looks like the boys are already out doing chores, which is super promising. They're already on it. They're on it. So let's go check on the boys and see what they think. What you doing, buddy? Good job. You're already on it, doing all your chores, right?
Yep.
Good job, buddy.
Titus is down there.
Titus is down there?
Yep.
Okay, I'll go check on him.
Say to fill up it up.
Oh, so you...
He did say to fill up this one, but he didn't say to fill up it now.
Oh, okay. So you're...
It's all full.
it's full now. So you're ahead of it. You're filling it up already. Good job, buddy. All right, I think Titus is down here checking the waters. So let's go see what he is up to. Looks like the sheep all have hay. So the boys are on it. Hey, Titus, what are you up to?
We just came out here playing this and we'll tell them. Get the hay.
Oh, good job. So Tim's over there now. Hey, Tim. So Tim gave all the sheep hay, and y'all are filling up waters.
We're just swimming out the front.
Well, Noah's filling up waters down there, dog water. So y'all are doing good. Good job. Did you check all the sheep waters?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're going to fill up any ones that need to be filled, right? Good job. Thanks, Titus. How's it going?
Going good, how you doing?
Good, good. How'd it go?
Oh, went good.
Good. Awesome. So I checked on Tim, Junior, Titus, Noah. They were out doing chores. So I'm checking on you now.
Oh yeah, and working on some GodCast.
Okay.
That's right.
Awesome.
I had the appointment go.
It went really well. We are scheduled for surgery in April. Of course, I've already told you this.
Oh,
But
yeah. You gotta tell me on camera to make it real.
it really happened. We're going to watch it over again and have documentation.
That's right. Yeah, but it's a nice chilly day. Been enjoying sitting in front of the wood stove and just sitting back and doing some work.
Good. I'm excited to be back home.
That's good.
The final person I have to check on is Benjamin, so I'm going to go in and grab him now. Benjamin is doing well now that he has been fed by me. So he's doing good. He's happy. He was on a little bit of a protest. He didn't want to take a applesauce pouch. He did eat some food. He's actually eating table food. So Tim fed him little pieces of croissant and sausage. So he ate that just fine, but he was on a protest. He wouldn't have any applesauce or milk or anything until I got home. So I have fed him and he is happy. You happy now? So I fed him and he's happy now, and I'm just gonna relax and enjoy my day. Enjoy the rest of the day, just being at home now in front of gotta show y'all this wood stove. Is finally going because I don't think it's supposed to even be higher than 30 degrees today. So the weather is finally allowing us to burn our wood stove, which we've been just waiting for weeks and weeks to be able to have a wood fire. So it's really going to be nice to enjoy myself and sit on the couch and look at the wood stove and enjoy the wood stove heat, because we absolutely love that. And we got some preparation to do now. In order these next couple of months, in order to get ready to have a surgery. The boys are already doing well with their chores, and got to get Benjamin prepped and weaned. So that's what I'm going to be working on these next couple of weeks, couple of months actually. We have to prepare for the surgery, so I'm excited about that. And it was good to meet the doctor. I feel comfortable with that surgeon, and I think everything's going to go well, and I just pray that everything will go well, and y'all pray for me as we all prepare. So I'm going to call it for this video. And finally, we get to be at home in front of the wood stove, right, Noah?
Yeah!
Right, boys?
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna call it right here. It's I.A.G Farm, and we will see y'all on the next one.